Hi guys. So I think I'm gonna start doing things a little bit different. I am going to film my weekly vlogs on Sundays and then try to get them uploaded for Mondays, and then I will film the other 2 videos on Sundays too, and then have them uploaded on Wednesdays and Fridays. The reason for this change is that me and my husband might be venturing out on another business avenue to where I am working from home, and therefore basically I'm adding another job, so that way I don't think I'm gonna have time during the week to film clips of my reading. So hopefully I can just do all my filming on Sunday and then upload those during the week, then also add this new job. This week I read 2 books not on my TBR, and I read 1 book on my TBR, and I got pretty far into the 1 book that's on my TBR. So I read the first book in the Vampire Academy series. I did that because I read that book a really long time ago. I mean, a really long time ago. And I didn't remember anything about it. And then I was talking with Kristen over at Red Read Wine, and she was saying that Vampire Academy and Fallen had a TV adaptation. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to check this out. With those 2 books, I read them a long time ago, so I didn't remember anything about them. So in order to check them out to watch the show, I reread them. Vampire Academy, I really liked it when I was younger and when it came out. The reread was good. It was fun to step back into that time and remind myself of who I was back then, and to reread and be with all these characters. And then watch the show, which was a horrible adaptation and so cheesy that it just made the whole thing great. If you haven't read Vampire Academy, it is a young adult paranormal fiction where this girl runs away from her school because she believes she is in danger. Her school's guards capture them and bring them back to school, and then of course there is social high school pushback from her leaving school. There's political pushback because this chick is royal. There's high school drama stuff. I mean, it's a good time to step back to if that's what you're looking for and you've read the books before. And then Fallen I read because there is a movie adaptation, but that is not on Netflix or anything. But I reread it just to remind myself of what the story is, and I actually, after me thinking I reread it, I actually don't think I read it. I never read Vampire Academy, but I don't think I actually read Fallen when it was released. And Fallen is another YA paranormal romance fiction book. We follow Luce, who is this girl who is taken to this special boarding school because she's had troubles in her past and she's trying to start over anew. But then when she gets to this boarding school, there's this guy that she feels is super familiar to and she feels drawn to, and she doesn't know why she's drawn and attracted to this guy, and then she is trying to figure that out. And then on top of that, she sees this mysterious shadows for all of her life. So then she's also trying to, hide that from everybody because she thinks it's not normal. So it's about this teenage girl in high school dealing with teenage girl high school things, and on top of that there's this guy who she feels like she should know better, and then there's weird shadowy things all around her. It's hard to explain these books. So I read those 2 books. If you haven't read them, I think they're released. Yeah, this one, Fallen was released in 2009. So they're kind of the typical 2009, 2010, 2008 era young adult books. If you've read Twilight, you kind of get the same type of plot. I reread that, and then when we find the movie on either Netflix, Amazon Prime for free, we are going to jump on decide a time, jump on the Discord and watch that together and make silly comments about the movie. That are the 2 books that I finished this week. Now, the book that I've been reading is The Way of Kings. I know it's not on there. The Way of Kings. I finished part 2. So I think, I don't know. It feels like from reading past Brandon Sanderson books, I have a little bit more to go until everything really starts getting meaty and good. So I'm excited for that. I'm growing attached. Well, I already liked Kaladin from the start. I've never not liked his character. I love how he is dark and damaged and gritty, and I like living in his head and how he thinks. It's really interesting. Another character that is standing out to me is Wit. He is pretty funny. I like all the scenes that he's in. Another character that's standing out to me is Rock. His storyline is with Kaladin, and just reading about his past and people, I really want to go live with his people, because it seems like to solve problems, his people drink, and that's how they solve problems. That seems like a good time. At first, it was a little hard for me to follow the political part, but that's just because the characters, I think I missed something. I must have not paid attention when some of this was explained, but I couldn't figure out how the characters were connecting. But I have a couple of friends on the Discord that helped me out with that, so that was great. But so far, I'm really enjoying it, but I'm to the part where I think there's just a little bit more, and then it's just gonna hit me with greatness. So that's what's happened with most of the Brandon Sanderson's books that I've read so far, and I feel like we're almost getting there with The Way of Kings. That is all I have for you this week for my weekly reading update. Let me know what you're reading this week. Am I right? I just have a little bit more before it gets fantastic on The Way of Kings. Have you read the Vampire Academy or Fallen series? Did you like it? Have you read it in like 2009 or then, and then read it now, and has your opinion changed about those kind of books? Because like the reason why I don't think that I read Fallen in 2009 is because what's his name? Is because Daniel's kind of a jerk. I'm not always down for that type of antagonist. I don't always feel that dudes need to be a jerk, and it kind of seems like in those couple of years where that was popular, that's like all of the YA or paranormal books that came out was dude was a jerk to begin with, and then all of a sudden they fell in love with the antagonist, and the antagonist was just completely freaking forgiving of that and didn't even push back a little bit. So I don't know. I don't remember being annoyed by that, which even and then I was annoyed by that type of thing. So I don't think I read it because I don't remember being annoyed by it. Anyways, how are you guys doing? How's your week been? Okay, like, subscribe, join my Discord if you would like to talk about The Way of Kings with me. But that's all I have. All right, bye. Nitala. Just crawl up in the chair with me. Such a rough life. Huh. Nitala. Come and fit your 95-pound butt in the recliner with me. Nickel baby.